we're live already.
Ooh. Didn't realize we were live.
Oh yeah, we're live. Why? Were you guys swearing?
No.
Nope. Luckily.
Yeah.
Yay, family show.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Murphy Street Podcast. I am your host, Murphy. Joining me as always, my man to my left, Bronson.
What's up?
Guy to my right, CeeLo.
How's it going?
Now, rules of Murphy Street are simple and always the same. Shoes and slippers at the door, come inside, and let's talk story. We are in the same clothes that we were this morning because it's been a full day for the Murphy Street Podcast gang. We went to the flea market because Bronson always goes there and makes out like a bandit. And so we wanted to see what we could do to make our own little versions of come-ups. What was your day like on a scale of 1 to 10 at the swap?
But yeah, I'll 8, and 8. I'll go with that.
That's a respectable skill.
Feels like a solid 8.
So what about you, CeeLo?
I'm gonna give it an 8 also. I was hoping to find a few more Funko that would kind of pique my interest, but however, I did find a World Industries skateboard.
Yes.
Which was kind of mean.
Pretty dope. As a skater, would you say that it was sick?
Sick.
It was
It
rad.
was epic? Yeah. Come on, that's like an old skater. That's like Christian Hustle as a skater. For me, I would say that it was a 9. But let's go into our topic for today. So, a first time ever, a Murphy Street request. Our Murphy Street request came in from Evan Jensen, who asked us to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. I was actually looking up something for something CeeLo had said. I googled Marvel Monsterverse. What popped up in the ensuing search hits were Godzilla versus Kong. Now I was like, oh my god, what does this have to do? Am I missing out on something? So put this to bed, CeeLo. Is Marvel doing a mashup with Kong?
No.
The
There's two
criteria?
movies that they were gonna come out with. It started being called Monsterverse also.
Gotcha. Okay. So they did come out with a trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. Very dope. They seem to continue out from Godzilla, King of Monsters, and also Kong Skull Island. We actually get to see them square off this time. We always get to see Godzilla square off with other monsters. Kong we don't necessarily always get to see, right? Although in the Peter Jackson one, he did go up against like a Tyrannosaurus and some insanely huge spiders and off the
A
wall
lot of
stuff.
people hated that movie, but I liked it. I like Peter Jackson's work.
That one was a cool movie. I like Kong Skull Island because one, if you have Samuel Jackson in it. It's like, yeah, I mean, come on, he made Snakes on the Plane great. What are your thoughts about this new upcoming movie that we are going to see, Godzilla versus Kong?
There's a little subtle, slight clip. It looks like a Mechagodzilla, so that'll be pretty dope to see. My only gripe about the trailer is that I hope they didn't show like
All
most
the dope
of the movie,
scenes,
like,
yeah.
all the dope scenes.
Yeah,
of
because
the
it is a lot
fights
of good
and
stuff in it.
There was a lot of good footage for just that 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In fact, it comes out next month?
Yeah.
March,
Yeah.
HBO.
Yeah, they'll probably do a
Dual
dual
release.
release. Yeah, exactly. What about you, CeeLo?
I think it looks cool from the trailer. We could have seen all the dope shots. Spoilers. I'm learning. I have a feeling if that Mecha Godzilla thing is legit,
Is a real thing, yeah?
Godzilla, King Kong, they're gonna fight it out, and then they're gonna be like, oh no, here comes Mecha Godzilla, and then they're gonna
There
team
can
up.
only be one
And,
with it.
yeah. I hope there's enough surprise in this without having dug into it a little bit too much. And I know that's what we do a lot.
Yeah,
Try to
absolutely.
figure it out. And
Yeah, I mean,
look at all the
that's
clues
our deal.
and
That's
stuff, but,
kind of what makes us awesome.
I'm excited for it because I think it would be cool to see Mecha Godzilla. The last time I saw Mecha anything was in South Park when they did Mecha Strikes End.
Oh.
Right. Godzilla's pretty dope in the fact that Godzilla recharges himself by taking on, is it radiation? Yeah. Are we going to find a place in which Kong kind of recharges himself? Because how is he going to go up against something that can actually recharge himself? He came back super strong.
Yeah, when they nuked him.
Right, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like, what's he do when that happens?
I mean, well, there's a little kid in this preview, so
I saw that.
maybe there's some sort of like love attachment.
The power of love recharges Kong. Yeah, that's as good a guess as any. Because honestly, you're right. Like if you think about like powers, where Godzilla has this like radioactive beam, we don't know if Kong can recharge at all. It feels like it would be pretty lopsided. To be honest.
A little bit. What did Evan say?
I'm excited for the battle axe that Kong will have.
Yes. So I guess that's the only way to even the odds, right? Is to make it a true street fight.
Hey, that's how the animal universe is, right? The
Killer be killed.
Apes and whatever, they can use tools, so
Yeah.
that gives them an upper hand, I guess.
Because this is focalized on Godzilla versus Kong, are we going to see Mothra? Are we going to see...
I mean, Ghidorah or whoever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, Ghidorah. There's got to be something with Ghidorah because they saved his head at the post-credit
Yes.
scenes, right?
Yeah, once again, that was a Murphy Street request. We wanted to talk about this movie. Godzilla vs. Kong comes out next month, so make sure that you're ready to check that out because in all honesty, we were at the swap meet today and Godzilla collecting has never died down. Do you have any Godzilla in your collection?
I have like maybe one or two. The rest, I either gave away to Lofa.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lofa.
Shout out to Lofa.
Our Godzilla kaiju expert. But yeah, I don't really have many Godzilla.
What about you, Silo?
I do not. Funko's coming out with some pretty big lines, though, I think, for this movie.
Right, but we wanted to talk about a little bit of Star Wars because even though there's nothing really big happening, there are a bunch of little things happening.
It was about Liam Neeson reprising his role as Qui Gon. Other than Obi-Wan, the backstory would be pretty awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, the way he talks to the rest of the Jedi Council, he's got a little bit of baggage himself, and if I remember correctly in the books, he kind of walks that gray line.
Yes.
Yeah.
From rumors that people are hearing, is Liam Neeson has signed up to reprise his role in Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
My question is then, are we talking about Force Ghosts or are we talking about flashback? What are we talking about?
I'm hoping flashback.
Yeah.
I hope they would flashback and you get a little bit of, the beginning of Obi-Wan's training.
But the thing about Liam Neeson, don't get me wrong, he does have this stoic look, but really, it's his voice.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
It is his voice, for sure.
So,
And he will find you.
yeah. So if we do flashback, who are we going to run into in an Obi-Wan flashback? But I have to ask because the Star Wars universe is so profuse, it's robust in characters. Who do we accidentally hope to trip over?
It's a no-brainer, Yoda. I know with Last Jedi.
Oh, and the treat, the Force Ghost Yoda?
I appreciate the puppeteering and all of that, but something just didn't look great about Yoda.
Yeah.
If we could see something like that again, it was done in a Ryan Johnston manner. His direction. With JJ, he kind of like dropped the ball in some places, I mean, I'd love to
Beat me to it, Evan.
see Yoda reprise part in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
Maybe even any of the other Jedis, like Ki-Adi or any of the old, Jedi Council.
Yes, yes. I like that. I dig that. Okay. So I don't know if you knew about this, but in the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan actually has like a girlfriend.
He did.
Which makes sense, but I thought that Rey was probably tied to Obi-Wan.
That was one of the theories.
Yeah. So sounds like you have another person that might possibly do.
I'm hoping you get to see a little bit more of like the other well-known Jedi, like Plo Koon, Kit Fisto.
We are all pretty much on the same page because in my head, I'm like, I'd like to see either Even Peel or Opal Rancis. Not as much because I want to see how they tie into the story with Obi-Wan, but just because they look like such cool Jedi. And I too would like to see, I guess, more of the Jedi Council because we see these people. We see, you know what? Then I guess we're also asking for a Yaddle.
Yeah,
I would like to see Yaddle too.
And honestly, it could be something if maybe Grogu is tied to someone in the council.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, you're right.
We still know Yaddle and Yoda is the only two from the species. We may get like a little bit of like an Easter egg or maybe a little background on this.
And so that is Mandalorian. We see a lot of these things, but it's such a far off with new characters that we don't really know all too well and intimately. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, we knew him. You know what I mean? Like we saw him from his middle age all the way till he died, and Force Ghosted him. Now we're gonna now see the other part of him that we never knew, and to see all these things, to see all these Easter eggs, like. It is such a gratifying and fulfilling feeling when you catch these things, right?
And we have so much to work with too, like Revenge of the Sith till The New Hope, right?
Right.
We haven't seen that hermit wizard side of him.
Yeah.
They have a lot of playroom with this.
Yeah,
they do.
But okay, and what I really want to do is go back and recap what we saw in episode 4 of WandaVision. Episode 4 was a breath of fresh air from the very beginning.
Yes.
We start up with Monica Rambeau kind of being unsnapped.
Once they started to see Marvel
opening page,
you're like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I feel like it was the start of the show.
Yeah.
Like, not this sitcom, happy days type of feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it made me appreciate the prior episodes a little bit more.
100%.
For this concept tour, they really had to sell the sitcom before, because if they just had one episode and then they jumped into the, oh, this is the reality she's creating, it'd be kind of wonky.
Yeah, it would be.
Right. You already kind of have an idea of like what's going on and understanding what she's going through, what she's creating, and at that point, then they throw it in. Okay, we're gonna go full Marvel now.
Right. So in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, it was fantastically executed. It was amazing. But I remember in real time, it was actually arduous. Like literally, just like, oh my god, am I doing this again? It was so perfectly executed that it went from absolute mayhem to sheer genius. What was your favorite part of episode 2?
The part where they were tying the names of the.
Oh yeah. They were IDing everyone.
They were IDing everybody, like giving names and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
I love the fact that they gave you all these names, and they know that Marvel nerds, or just nerds in general, like myself, would go back and like look these names up, like, oh my god, who am I missing? And you were missing absolutely nobody.
I like how they could like just cut to a scene that was in between the two scenes and kind of show you the almost evilness of her with the dead vision.
Yeah.
Like with the little bits that were in between all of those scenes that we were able to see. So I like the fact that now that we've transitioned out of that, they can kind of show you a little bit more.
Yeah. The way the beekeeper, the way Agent Franklin went through was just by his own volition. The way Monica Rambeau went in looked like she got pulled in. Yeah, exactly. Like there was a force that brought her in. So that is very interesting to me, and I wonder why that is. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about the grade that we give this episode. Letter grades.
Okay. Letter grade A.
A.
Yeah, solid A.
A. I give it an A as well. Actually, I may have to kick it up and give it an A+ because this not only was a great episode, but it made the other 3 great episodes now. So don't forget, you guys, always check us out immediately following WandaVision. We always have a reaction show. And also, don't forget to make sure that you jump on with us on the IG Live. 11 p.m. Hawaii time is what time we start. That is what time our IG Live goes. Jump on with us. Say hi. Give us some of your feedback. Or just wave. That'll enter you to win the entire Wave 1 Funko Pops of WandaVision. We will have a post up for you guys to make sure that you tag 2 people in and also leave the name of your favorite WandaVision character. Yours.
Should be a little intrigued with Wanda.
Since he said Wanda, I'm gonna go with Agnes for now.
Okay, well good, because I am going to say, is Vision a bad one? Once again, you're going to tag 2 people that you know, and then also give us the name of your favorite WandaVision character. That will enter you to win the 70s Vision, who I think is probably the second coolest figure in the set. Long story, I'll write all the information in the post, but just make sure that you guys enter. Make sure that you guys enter. Let's wrap up this episode with a What's on My Table. Now, CeeLo's skateboard is not going to make it to the table tonight. But what we do want to share with you guys is the stuff that we got at the swap meet today. So, Bronson.
Special thanks to my man Glenn for the hookup on this Destro and the Funko Thanos.
Having said that, you guys, we will wrap it up for the evening. Make sure that you guys catch us on Spreaker, Apple iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube at Murphy Street Productions, excursions, eats, hunting, all of that. Yeah, on unboxing, all of that stuff you will be able to find on there. Franz, would you like to tell them where they can find you at? You
can find me on my hobby page. It's nosnorp_toolbox.
CeeLo.
Hobby page, CT96707.
And you can find me at Murphy Street 808. That is MURPHYSTREET 808. We want to make sure to thank our sponsors, Garen Chun, and our partner sponsor from the Heart, Hawaii. And until next time, you guys, don't forget your slippers. Aloha.